Good evening, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. And this is Cosmic Connections. I'm being distracted by an important message. It looks like I can't see comments tonight. Oh, By default, it is only friends only. Learn more. Well, I might not be able to talk to you. That's terrible, but I hope you're there. Anyone out there? We're going to be talking about the new moon in Taurus. We're also going to be talking about the T-square that's been in effect roughly since Saturday, when the sun went into Taurus. And let's see. Whoa, is anyone else having a whirlwind type of week? I'll explain more. I just met with, and some of you are in the room right now, with my subscribers, and we do something I call it the astrology chat, and we get together periodically to talk about what's going on. And we had, a good offering of folks who were in the room, and almost everyone to the person could identify with this T-square that started forming this Saturday after the sun went into Taurus, which was at 3:56 p.m. Now that's Eastern time. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Diane. I'm seeing you folks. I'm not sure where you're coming in from. Hi, Donna M. Right now, more people are coming in the room. I like to interact. Anyway, welcome to the letting go cycle of the Aries eclipse that we had on the 29th as we prepare, friends, for the new moon. And that beautiful new moon takes place on the 27th. And we'll talk about that tonight, right? 7 degrees of Taurus. So focus on where Taurus falls in your chart. That is the magic sign that can be rebooted, redone, remanifested. So start your prayers going and let go until that moment. You realize that here at the Balsamic, as we start Balsamic technically late on Thursday, early Friday, it's the letting go period, and it's a time that sometimes you feel added intuition, but sometimes a little bit more despair. Like, man, I'm just like treading water. So if you're feeling that, that's perfectly in alignment with our energy of this particular phase of the moon. Hi, Angie from Chicago. Hello, Kathy from Florida. Hi again, Valerie. I just saw twice in one day. Yay. Hi, Anne from Rochester. Hello, Valerie and Jeannie. Good evening. Good evening, Peggy. Whirlwind week for you. Hey, Jan. Nice to see you again. So the question of the week. Yes. Thank you, Candy. Let me explain. We're not going to blame it on the Easter holiday. Oh my gosh, we're going to blame it on the planets. Why not? Hi, Rodney. Hi, Candy. Hi, Joan G.S. Hello, darlings. Look at, I've been doing this a very long time. 4 decades, give or take a day. And I got to tell you, just because you might have an interest in or understand astrology doesn't mean that you don't feel the effects. Okay. I'll just lay it on you. I'm a 0 degree Neptune in Scorpio. So I want you to kind of calculate in your charts, where are the early fixed signs? Where's early Leo? Where's early Aquarius? Where's early Taurus? Where's early Scorpio? And I have a lot of early Scorpio, 5 degrees Scorpio sun, 0 degrees Neptune. So those early degrees are really feeling the weight of a T-square that's been developing and peaking on Easter and on Monday. And what's a T-square? It's not really a square. It's basically a triangle in the chart. And what's active is Mars opposite Pluto. And Mars is inflammation, aggravation, irritation, attack, and Pluto's transformation. It can also represent a total transformation like death. And It's all peaking and rising to the sun, illuminating sun at 0 to 1 to 2 degrees of Taurus. And that's a very tightly knit configuration. If some of us are born with T-squares, and what that does, it motivates and it moves and it makes things happen. And but in this particular week, it can feel like stress, like there's so much to do, not enough time to do it. All right, so I'm going to show some charts for you. Teresa, hello. Twice one evening. Yay, Nancy. Hi, Anne-Marie from Horseheads. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Debbie. Hello to everybody. Hello, Lucas. Rodney in Florida still, right, my friend? Hi, Jan. You're very welcome. Big hugs to you and Sir Tibbets. Hi, Candy. Okay, so let's bring this on the stage. And this is the mighty T-square I'm talking about. I'm sorry that the mighty T-square might look a little puny on your screen, but how you work that, oh, there it is. There's the triangle. See the triangle? And so we astrologers like to say that there's an empty leg that's formed when we have 3 major planets forming this little triangle. So the empty leg of the triangle would be right here. All right. And right here, by the way, I happen to have Pope Francis's chart and Pope Francis's transition moment, his death moment, on the screen for you. Now, Cosmic Intelligence Agency, thank you, Julia Simons. I put it and posted it on my personal page as well. Did a nice write-up on the technology and the techniques of his passing moment. And many of you may have seen him in Vatican Square meeting with the faithful. And yes, he seemed a little uncomfortable. Obviously, he's been going through some health crises. But within hours of Easter, presumably, I think of the time on there, I think it's like something 7-ish Rome time, he passed away. And the reports are due to a stroke. Now, a stroke or something sudden and quick is a Mars action. Mars is the action planet. And so there's Mars in his first house of his physicality, opposite Pluto, which of course represents transformation. The greatest transformation of all is the transformation of death. And when he did pass, we had the moon next to Pluto. And the moon is the unconscious. It's our sweet, sensitive, emotional body. At 3 degrees, you know how much I love those Sabian symbols. The Sabian symbols of Pluto conjunct moon at 3 degrees of Aquarius is a Hindu healer. It represents spiritual energy. Wow. He passed with Pluto, the death transformation planet, next to the moon, which is the sense of attachment to this plane, our emotional attachment, opposite sudden Mars, opposite. And then at the very entrance level of his chart, his midheaven, in the middle of the heaven, the place where he is known, everyone has a midheaven. That's our legacy. It's our fame. It's our persona beyond the individual. It's our career point. That's where the sun was. So, of course, he's top of mind on the planet right now. And if you look at this individual's chart, you can see what a amazingly progressive humanitarian he was. Sagittarius, the sign of tomorrow, the sign of religion, the sign of truth. And Aquarius, this collection of Aquarius energy, the humanitarian. Yet, of course, he had that sensitive Cancer rising. So all of these planets are activating his chart. And there we have the sun sitting on the doorway. And we also have Jupiter, which is lovingly called Santa Claus, on top of his wounded healer in the 12th house. Now, here's a little nugget. I know many of you have been studying astrology for a very long time, but you may have noticed this, and I like to share this with people. Jupiter is just expansiveness, and it represents journeys. And the greatest journey of all, of course, is death. And so very often Jupiter is a part of a death chart. It was on top of his Chiron. It's only there every 12 years. Meanwhile, we have some other things just to look at here. The T-square, empty leg. The empty leg is where? 0 to 4 degrees of Scorpio. Where does that fall in Pope Francis's chart? In the 4th house, which means home. Scorpio represents death and transformation. So the faithful will say he's gone home. So there it is. But the same configuration, friends, may have been operating in your own chart. Obviously not as dramatic for our purposes. But you may have been feeling, as I think Candy mentioned, a lot of stress this week. And if indeed you have been feeling that stress, you want to look at where you have your fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. And if they're in the earlier degrees, you're feeling it. And I certainly was. Oh my goodness, I was such a bear to my poor family. My apologies. I think some of them might be listening. Easter was a beautiful day. I spent with family and friends. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. It was a spiritual day. Went to services, went and spent some time with my ex-husband and his new wife, which was fun, and for lunch, brunch. And then we went to see my dearest friend from childhood, and she had a beautiful Easter egg celebration for the little ones, including my grandson. So it was a lot of fun. But the next day was Dingus Day. Hey, did anyone go to Dingus Day? Does everyone know what Dingus Day is? If you're not from Western New York, you may have never heard of Dingus Day. Dingus Day is like the national holiday that's perfected in Buffalo, New York. It's a Polish tradition. People gather, they drink beer, they have pussy willows and flirt. And there's lots and lots of polka music. So me and the family went to one of the Dingus Day venues. And but getting there, I was like irritated and impatient. And thank goodness for astrology, because I said, oh, come on. I have control over this. I talked myself out of being too much of a you-know-what. Of course, the weather cooperated too, because in Western New York, there were accounts of tornado watches everywhere, you know. So you look at that configuration and you say, where was it going? Where was it appearing in my chart? And I can move through it. That's the best use of the astrology, moment by moment, becoming empowered with your own free will. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, let's move ahead to the topic du jour, which is our new moon. The new moon takes place on the 27th, Sunday, and the new moon will be at 3:31 p.m. And the new moon's at 7 degrees, 7 of Taurus. Let's see if I can find my other book really quickly. Is it within reach? Oh boy, there I go, being imperfect again. There it is. Okay. My tattered Sabian symbol book. So identify, please, where you find 7 Taurus. And we read that in Sabian symbol tradition to the next degree. And this is an interesting degree. It's called a sleigh without snow. So that might be a little frustrating for the month ahead, trying to get off a project, etc. And at the same time, 7 degrees is the woman of Samaria, but the 8 degrees, we always round it up. It's a sleigh on land uncovered by snow. This is the value, friends, of the new moon. It says, Mark Emmon Jones, I'm quoting here, the value of anticipating and preparing for expected conditions. So we might have prescience about the future, but we have to anticipate and move forward regardless. Future-oriented imagination. So that's what's being triggered with our new moon in Taurus, a very significant new moon. where we find that 7, 8 degrees of Taurus in our charts. It's also opposite Black Moon Lilith, so we get some reflection of things that are less abundant and more destructive, perhaps, in our lives. That's where the new moon is falling. At the same time, oh my goodness, go where Pisces falls in your chart. We've got Saturn, we've got the North Node, we've got Venus in a close configuration with each other. And this adds a weight, a weightiness, a gravitas to things that we love, people we love, money, abundance, and how we want to go on to a new karmic path. That's the message we've been really configuring since the middle of March, since March 14th, the lunar eclipse. So we're all kind of trying to bring in our forces of imagination, Pisces, and trying to quell and plan and look at things that are valuable to us, Venus, and make it happen, make it new pathway, new trajectory. Meanwhile, Chiron and Psyche are interacting. We are healing our sense of intuition. No matter what, we have to believe in our ability to be intuitive, and Chiron and Psyche are moving together. And of course, like I've been saying since I started talking tonight, that Mars opposite Pluto is a tense-filled activator in our charts. It doesn't necessarily mean it's violent. It doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have to be angry, but it does mean that we're being triggered to get things moving in a new way. All right, I'm just going to read some of the comments here. Hi, Jojo. Good evening, Rhonda. Hi, Barbara from California. Hi, Joanne. Yeah, you're feeling stressed. You probably would, darling, with that Cancer rising. Absolutely. It's been an emotional week for Marianne as well. Yes. And as Candy remarked, again, stressful since Easter, since that T-square. Hi from the UK, Alexandra Smith. Blessings to you too, darling. All right, Edna, hi there. Good evening, Ryan. Hi, rough week. Yeah, I mean, that was the consensus in our little astrology chat this evening with the Lunar Lights people, especially. Hi, Yvonne. Yes, hi, Eileen. Yes, nice to see you all. Thank you. Hi, Julie. So you've had a cold, Ryan. Okay, that's stress. That's inflammation. Take care of yourselves, friends. You've been called a dingus. Hi, Ryan. Someone could please share the origination of dingus. I think my daughter said it's German. It comes from some German tradition to pay out the debtor or something like that. I don't know. So in Buffalo, it just means drinking lots of beer and listening to music. Oh, your car broke down. I'm sorry to hear that, Gail Marie. Okay. You're a Buffalo and a Polish girl. Me too, honey. Me too. At least a quarter Polish. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Kelly from the Bronx. Nice to see you. Hi, Elaine. Thanks for sharing, Dawn. Hi, Nancy. Okay, that's time for messages. Okay, every time someone says Saturn, you die a little bit inside. Now listen, Ryan, enjoy it. It's only in Pisces until the 24th of May. Well, it creeps back on the 2nd of September to integrate all those wonderful lessons you've been doing and all you other Pisces have been doing since March of 2023. So we need to fall in love with Saturn. It's taken me this many years to like Saturn. Can I tell you that, Ryan? I'm a bit older than you. And remember, Saturn rules old. Saturn rules wisdom. So you guys embrace Saturn and Pisces. It makes you smart eventually. All right. Our new moon. Here we go. If you're Aries, it's in your house of money, values. So this is a great time, Aries, to configure what's important to you and make it happen. All right, make it happen. Create a plan, Aries, with this new moon on Sunday. If you are a Taurus, and I'll give you the Sabian symbol in a moment. I want to go through the signs first. All eyes are on you, Taurus. It doesn't matter where your birthday is. It's like a second birthday on the 27th. You're really feeling that weight of, I need to redo myself, and trust your own intuition, trust your charisma. If you are a Gemini, You might be feeling a little tired, a little like wanting to retreat from the world. It's okay. It's okay, Gemini, because that's what it's all about when it's in your 12th house. Attend to your meditation, attend to your prayer, attend to yourself. You don't need all the hoopla, Gemini, this upcoming week and the month, theoretically. If you're Cancer or Cancer rising, this new moon is activating your social sector. So you want to get out there and meet people, network, make new friends, keep the old. One's silver, the others are gold. If you're Leo or Leo rising, it's all about your career. How do you want to be remembered, Leo or Leo rising? This new moon is asking you to cultivate a new way of being in the world as a leader or with your career. For you Virgos, it's time to travel. It's time to speak your truth. It's time to get out and market yourself and be very authentic for the Virgos. For Libra or Libra rising, this is the time of the year you dig in deeply within yourself, and you attend to your inner power. And you share that power with others, whether it be financially or sexually, kind of not the same thing, but you get my drift. 8th house is about sex and sharing and power. Scorpio, this is your partnership time of the year, and you're really wanting to cultivate the trust, because Scorpios don't trust very well, right? Trust in the process of relationship, Scorpio. For Sagittarius, this new moon is asking you to take care of your health, to be a more active participant in doing everything you know how to do to make yourself a healthier person. For Capricorn or Capricorn rising, this new moon is asking you to play, have fun, have a little bit more joy in your life, and maybe some romance. For Aquarius or Aquarius rising, this new moon is saying, be willing to connect with your family members like they're friends. Treat your closest family members like you would your best friend, like kind of combine friendship with family. And last but not least, you beautiful Pisces people, it's time with this new moon to get your schedule on the right end, right? Get your schedule all together. Because I already did the Sabian symbol. It's time for the Pisces to make a better timetable and make time for balance in your life. All right, again, the new moon, a sleigh on land uncovered by snow. It's the idea of future-oriented imagination. It is the idea of using your knowledge and skill to meet the demands of a stage not yet set. So the idea here is to, really plan, imagine for all eventualities for the future. Let's do some psychic work. A couple more things of note. If you are interested in my 3-series mastery classes for astrology, applied astrology, we're going to be doing inner child work, healing the inner child using Chiron and your moon and your progressed moon. 3-week class. It starts next Wednesday. Then 3 weeks after that, we start with a class called the asteroids. And we're going to be talking a lot about the named asteroids. Did you know there's probably an asteroid named after you? Well, not you personally, but with your name. But we'll be doing a deep dive with coloring, how asteroids can help you with your analysis. And then the 3rd module is about the evolutionary aspects, a la evolutionary astrology, using Pluto and the nodes, and that's takes us until June 25th. So you can come to all 3 modules with 3 weeks each. Just check it out on my website. And also, please check out Time Lord's publication on the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. It's free. It's a wonderful publication, very richly, beautifully produced. All you have to do is share your email and you'll receive the publication. And last but not least, if you are in Western New York, come to Divine Grace Fellowship Church service on Sunday. It's at 6:15 at the Amherst Community Church, and it's live. It's not virtual, it's real. And we'll be doing healings, meditation, and of course, some astrological analysis. All right. Here we go. I'm going to do some psychic or spiritual messages. And if you're new to this, just sit back, but just answer me if I come to you. Dear God, please allow my words to uplift for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. And the person I'm coming to is Jerry Duffy. Hi, Jerry Duffy. And it says you would like a reading. So I'm going to come to you, dear. Yeah, okay. So as I'm tuning into you, Jerry, the first emotion I'm picking up with you is some disappointment. And it's disappointment with a loved one, but it's not like hurt. It's not like anger. It's just disappointment. I wish that person had come through a little bit more for me in the past couple of weeks. And what I'm getting from Spirit is, and this is a gentleman, it could be a husband and boyfriend, but it's a emotional relationship person. When you sit back and take a look at their perspective, you'll understand that it has nothing to do with you, how they have not been for you. Okay, just the past 2 weeks, it's just a little bit of a disappointment. It's not a bad thing. It's not breakupable or anything along those lines. There's some sort of depression or sadness surrounding this gentleman around you. That's number one. Number two, I want to talk about, I don't know if you have a sister in spirit, Jerry, but it's someone from your childhood. It could be also be a cousin, it's a female friend, cousin, sister, someone you used to play with who passed before her time. And she's coming in and she's got a very gentle, quiet persona. And she's reminding you of your goodness and your patience with her. And she's very grateful to you. And she's shining a light for you. And she's saying that your prayers and your well wishes and your thoughts for her help her still. That's the message from this beloved. And it feels sisterly to me, but it could be a really good friend too. But it's someone that you've known for a long time who's in spirit. And she had kind of brownish hair, kind of maybe a little longer than mine. But she is a gentle, sweet soul. And she's saying, thank you for everything you did and continue to do for me. I'll leave that with you with many blessings, Jerry. Okay. All right, the next person. And I'm with Morgan Tanner. Morgan Tanner, as I'm tuning into you tonight, my friend, I'm getting the word active, 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 active. Like talk about juggling. You're going here, you're going there. I don't know if you're transporting kids or a lot of kids or an older person as well. I presumably a parent or an aunt, but you're always on everyone's short list of being the taxi cab service is what I'm picking up for you. And you're doing good work for these individuals, make no mistake, because you are selfless. But you may have noticed in the past couple of weeks, Morgan, that you're saying to yourself, when is it my time? I need to do something for myself. And I'm seeing what you're going to be doing for yourself is maybe taking some classes or improving or expanding your knowledge base in several things. And one of those activities that you love to do is perfecting, I get the word cooking, maybe taking a cooking class, maybe taking also a spiritual class at the same time. Just a little bit of self-actualized learning goes a long way for you, Morgan. And when I speak of learning, who's coming through for me is a beautiful sitting at her desk. And I'm going back at least one generation. It might be two. It might be an old secretary at desk as a female. It feels like it's a grandmother or a great aunt. And she was always writing and organizing. She may have been an accountant, for all I know, or a teacher, but she was very proud of this desk and her books. And she's saying you have to make more time for you to do more reading, for you to do more reflection. And she's showing me a journal. I don't know if you journal, but she's saying I think I'm back. That was the oddest thing. I'm back. I think you can see me. All right. I apologize, friends, but that was very strange. What happened was, you know how sometimes you get that blue screen and the computer says you have to reboot? That happened to me right now. So I think that's all. That was the oddest thing. All right. So we did our reads, we did our new moon, and I think people are leaving, and my computer keeps on doing weird things. But anyway, God willing, I'll be back next Wednesday at 8:30. I certainly hope so. Again, please come to the Divine Grace Fellowship Church service. It's open to all. It's non-denominational, and we have a great time together. And we do spiritual messages and meditation and upliftment, and consider coming to some of the classes of the Mastery astrological classes. We still have room for a couple more people. Many blessings to you. Okay, and let's see. Hi, Diane. Hi, Cheryl. And you can, okay. I'm sorry, Hazel, I only just do 2 reads a week. By the way, I guess it goes without saying, I do this all the time. You can always go to my my website and book a reading. I do half an hours, and for existing clients, 15-minute updates too. That was happening too. Oh, interesting, Ryan. Thank you for that. Thank you, Laura, for your comment. Have a fabulous week. Okay, and Hazel, God bless you all. Have a great week. And I really thank you for being here. Hi, Sue. And you guys rock. And I really, really appreciate you. Shirley Collins, hi. Hi, Mary. All right. Good night. See you next week.